All right, on the line right now, pretty excited to have the one and only Lise Wheel. Good morning.
Good morning.
So, I think we were going back and forth pretty good on this Apple thing last week. And now a judge has sided with Apple, but this is not the terrorism case, right?
No, this is a case out of New York. But if you just peeled off the wherefore, whereofs, and whereams, where am or where? I don't think so. But the geography of it, you'd think it could be the same Apple case. This is one out in New York where it was about a drug guy that got busted and convicted, and they wanted to get into his iPhone.
Yeah.
And what this judge said, look, you can't make Apple work for, assist government investigators against their will, okay? Assist government investigators against its will. That means Apple.
Yeah.
And it was all about how to best balance those interests, blah, 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 in matters against critical importance to our society. Okay. So what the judge basically says is we're going to rule that you can't force Apple to do something they don't want to do with this All Writs Act. And now Apple is going to definitely run, take that jet plane to California and say, hey, Judge, they just said in New York that you can't use that old law, that Old Writs Act, and use it the same way that they're trying to use it to make us work with the department to get this into this terrorist phone in California.
Yeah.
Okay, so definitely a blow against the government in the California case. Couple things you can do if you're the DOJ lawyers in California. You can say, well, it's California and that's New York, and so it doesn't hold sway. All right, well, that's a good, lawyer move. Yeah, okay. Good luck. Okay. You can say, well, in that case, it was, these are all the things you do with lawyer moves, right?
Right.
You can say it was, that guy was a drug guy, and it was his phone. This guy, it was a terrorist, and it was not his phone. It was the county's phone.
Right.
He didn't own it, and he's dead. That's a better argument, because it was a county phone, and the county said, hey, we say government, do whatever you want. It's our phone. Take it away.
That's
a
very
better
interesting.
argument.
Yeah.
Okay, the third argument, which I think is even a better argument, and you could put them all together, is this guy in New York was a drug guy, and drug guys are bad, of course, but this guy who's dead, not only is he's not a drug guy, he's dead, and he's a terrorist.
Yeah, he's an enemy combatant almost.
Exactly, and there could be other little terrorists running around out there having terrorist plots, and we think while drug guys are bad, terrorists are even worse.
Yeah.
That argument, I think, is even better.
And I do have to say, though, that the problem that Apple is going to say is we don't let the good guys in. So if you call up and you've lost the password on your phone, we don't give you the phone.
Yeah,
so
but
it doesn't matter.
You're a little good guy.
Right, I understand. Yeah,
I
you're understand
not. In other words, we let good guys in to get really, really bad guys. We don't let little good guys in because you're stupid.
I think that, would you say at the end of the day, though, this has a lot to do, this is an important case because it has a lot to do with how far the government can go with business and with technology to how far can they go to preserve our safety. And I think that there's a lot that's going to come out of this when it's all said and done.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, and look, I think Apple, they're sort of strutting their stuff, and they're saying, look, we're out there for you, and we're gonna protect you, and from the big bad government, and I like that. I mean, I get that, but I always think of it like this, and maybe I'm still a little bit, PTSD or whatever, because my son was so close to the final line there at the Boston Marathon when those terrorist guys came through, that I think, boy, if there's anything on that phone that could thwart a terrorist act and my child, my son or daughter, could be saved. I mean, I guess that's my nightmare, that if something on a phone could save my child. Yeah. Or anyone I love, that I don't, go for it, do anything.
And what is interesting about this also is we're really promoting to the world, to every terrorist in the world, the United States government can't get into an iPhone. And to me, that is just crazy.
Well, but, look, FBI and CIA agents are great. They're wonderful at what they do. I mean, they've got intelligence. They've got, but, Apple and... That's what they do. They make these things, and they make them better than. And that's
so. On one hand, the government is like, man, this is embarrassing. The rest of the world knows.
Yeah.
On the other hand, Apple's like, told you we were secure.
Yeah, we're smart. They're the geeks that they're the geeks that wanted to get in the FBI. And, couldn't. I'm confusing about that, but I mean, they look. I'll tell you kind of. This will bring it down to like life size here, right? So I'm sitting there yesterday, and every 6 weeks or so at Fox, we have to change our passcodes to get into our computers and our phones. And it's really good. And Fox, people would love to hack into it. I get it. I understand. But I'm like, it's a hassle, right? These codes are long and complicated. And I can barely remember my middle name, so it's hard. Anyway, so, I type in lease 123, and that doesn't work, shocker. So I finally get something. I type it in, and I don't know. I must have busted something. So I get into the help desk and then this desk, and I got 18 people working with me. We can't figure it out.
Yeah.
So we're calling we got Microsoft. Now we got Apple. We had to go the belly of the beast, and even I didn't get out there until like 9 o'clock at night last night.
I'm going to tell you,
finally with my phone.
I go through the same thing here. I still can't get my email to work on my laptop now. And since I've had to change my password, I can't get into our computers here. Crazy. Listen, I totally get it. They're telling me you're out of time. Lise, we'll hit you again next time. Again, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you. Have a great day, guys.
Bye, Lise.